leave Dominic Cicali.
The ultimate irony, of course, was the fact that I was representing Dominic Cicali before he flipped after John's first trial. And Dominic Cicali, I had to leave the case. Dominic Cicali couldn't pay me. And ends up flipping. Not only flips against me, flips against all of his friends, flips against John, goes into the witness protection program. And years later, I'm sitting in my office, the phone rings, and my secretary says, Dominic Cicali's on the phone.
And this is Dominic Cicali.
I'm like, what? Pick up the phone, it's Dominic, he's getting ready to leave jail, you know, in a secret location he's at. And he says, listen, I know you represent all these rappers, which I did, The Game, Fat Joe, a few others, and I want to become a rapper when I get out of jail. I want you to represent me. I'm like, are you aware that you cooperated against me and against John? And, you know, you really could have ruined my life. This is the selfishness and the stupidity of the typical government cooperator. I was like, no. Letter after letter I'd received from Dominic Cicali. I'm like, I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your lawyer. Letter after letter, can you help me? Can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, you cooperated against me. No.
We bumpin' hard, heavy, ready, willing and able. Mafia roundtable, all truth, not fable. Turn the table, can't beat me, 10 steps ahead. Haters wanna hate, see me dead. Jam one more time, jam one more rhyme. Putting down, throwing down that bag of lime. Taking no prisoners, lyrical, verbal assault. Flow endless, so is this vault. Left the mob, world knows. Mobsters that are left, they a bunch of hoes. Plucking them down one by one. Using this platform, not a gun. Feel me, hear this flow, ready to go. Stacking the dough, now you know how we roll. Force, boss, stay in the course. Pushing this horse, not a horse, but the horse from the Porsche. Killing the source, ignite a passion from deep within. Inferno intensifying, words spewing. What the fuck you doing? Stuck in a state of bliss. Never seen this coming, these bullets don't miss. Bang, bang, you in a critical condition. From this mic fired, rapid dissing. Life support system, your only hope. Now you hear my shit, fentanyl, dope. Wake up, can't beat someone you never understand. I'm the true gangster man that don't give a damn. Reality version, Matrix reload, now you see. Deep down, you wanna be me. Feel this wrath, this is my aftermath. Not M and Dre, they legends. I'm a certified killer, not MJ's thriller. Fuck no, I'm that killer dilla. Skullsy just went old school. Hardcore BX fool. My time to shine after Fat Bastard wired up, dropping that dime. Fuck this shit, need I say more? Enough for one day. The Dapper Don still don't play. Peace out. Mafia roundtable all the way. Peace out.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about how Dominic Cicali scammed his grandma out of her own house. Insane. I told you these people have no morals. They don't care. They only care about their self. And Mr. Sir Rap-A-Lot, he thinks he's a bright guy, right? Well, he's in some pretty big trouble now because allegedly there's been a private investigator poking around with Mr. Dominic Cicali's affairs recently. And last summer, they stumbled upon a crime that Dominic Cicali committed. Well, out on supervised release, whatever, he made a deal with the government, committed some crimes. Told you I knew some shit, Dominic. So allegedly, Donkey Dominic tried to extort the Bassiano family. Now, how would he do that? So allegedly, and I don't know all the facts to this part of it, but from what I can gather is most likely Dominic here probably said that he could help Vinny get out of prison if they paid him a certain amount of money. And he doesn't understand that that's extortion, especially when he's the reason why he's in prison. Like, he is the reason. But we're going to go over a bunch of different things today. I'm going to read an article to you guys. Remember that this is pure satire, entertainment purposes only. I don't wish harm on any of these people. I wish they would just either tell the truth or leave. But they're not, it's not possible for them to tell the truth. It's just not possible. They don't know how to tell the truth. For Dominic, for A-Light, for Eugene, Mr. Chief Suckums. But today is Dominic's turn. Yeah, he's in some hot water. So this happened last summer. Kev, what's going on? Rah, how are you? Raekwon, thank you for joining me this afternoon. I really appreciate it. Thomas, what's going on? Salvatore, Gene slowly gets his popcorn ready. Oops, I'm sorry. I meant Vaseline jar, an ice cream scooper. He scoops his Vaseline with an ice cream scooper. And one thing about these people is they can't attack me as a man, right? They got to do some underhanded shit and attack my family. But I'm not like them, so I'm not going to attack his family, which I know plenty. I can go pretty hard on these people, but I'm not going to do that. There's certain lines I won't cross. Roy, what's going on, Thomas? Because I still have integrity. It's something that they don't have. And remember, I'm not a gangster. I was never in the mob. I never wanted to be in the mob. I was a gang member who used to think he had everything figured out until reality hit me and I didn't have it all figured out. But I got it all figured out now. I got my life together and I'm here doing something positive to spread the truth about these people. And I have some information about some other mafia rats coming in the very near future you guys might want to hear. I'm going to be doing a show about Stevie. What's going on? Pope, how are you, man? Yo, how is it out there in New York right now? I keep hearing that these illegal migrants are overrunning the city. And I haven't been out there in about a month. William, what's going on? Thanks for joining me. Mike, how are you? Bobo Comp, what's good? Uncle D, not bad. This cat in the hat ass rapper. That dude can't rap. Are you kidding? Al Bundy, what's going on? That's the worst rap I've ever heard. I concur, sir. Shout out to Mr. Paul Tanzo up there in Boston. Eric, what's going on, Eric? How are you? Steve, what's he talking about? Can't relax, Staxx. He's a cat in the hat ass rapper. Woo, woo. What's up, Buffalo Billy? Woo! Where's Ric Flair's jewelry? We're going to have some more developments about that situation in the near future, too. Dom thinks he's Eminem. Can you believe that Dominic Cicali had the nerve? Pain like Bane, how are you? Thanks for joining me. Can you believe that he would have the nerve to try to reach out to Junior's lawyer as an entertainment lawyer after he cooperated against Junior? Now, I have some other things that I really need answers to. So Dominic Cicali cooperated against John Gotti Jr., right? So why was Lee Cole and James Proctor, why are they buddy-buddy with Dominic Cicali if they're all tight with Angel? Just doesn't make sense. Dominic tried to put your brother in prison for the rest of his life, tried to give him the death penalty. And now she is cohorts with these people who are associates with them. So allegedly, Dr. Proctor is the one that set up Dominic Cicali meeting Mikey Scabs in that bar right before Dominic fell ill. Pretty weird, isn't it? Some of it just doesn't make sense to me. Can you guys make sense of it? I really need answers. Ann, how are you? Thomas, they've got no class. Going for families, bro. You have morals still, Staxx. 100%. They won't lower me as a person. It won't happen. So it's all right. Because everything they say, it doesn't mean shit. Their word ain't nothing. They don't stand on nothing. They have no integrity. Lee's the biggest flip-flopper ever. I don't deal with any of them people. Any of them. None of them. Nothing like being two-faced. Right? It's crazy. James, what's going on? William. Punch, how are you? Let's go. I appreciate you all taking the time to watch this show. Here, let me show you guys the article as I go over it. Bam! What do we got here? Elderly woman pays for grandson's errors. This was posted August 4th of 2008. Now, a Pelham Bay woman whose grandson and former daughter-in-law allegedly took out a mortgage loan in her name by forging her signature says she is nearing bankruptcy and close to being kicked out of her home because of a faulty loan. One bank loan on 94-year-old Madeline Cicali's Muldford Avenue home was taken out to aid her grandson, Dominic Cicali, who offered testimony in the mob trials of Vinnie Gorgeous Bassiano, former owner of Throg's Neck Beauty Salon, Hello Gorgeous. According to Madeline Cicali, her grandson Dominic asked her to take out an initial $50,000 on her mortgage in 2002. She admits to having signed for the action, never knowing that the loan was actually for $189,000. Cicali indicated she signed the initial loan hastily and may not have been given the opportunity to read through it carefully. Shortly thereafter, unbeknownst to Cicali, her daughter-in-law, Dominic's mother, Linda Cicali, who says, who she says already forged her name onto the deed to her home, ended up taking out an additional $100,000 loan with the Wachovia Bank in Madeline's home, on Madeline's home. They used my passport. This is how low they got Linda's name. This is how they got Linda's name onto my deed. Cicali said, I never got a letter or a notice from the bank telling me how much I owed. And I didn't know that she was on the deed. I ended up finding out after Dominic went to jail in 2005 because Linda, who was declared bankruptcy, was on the title. I no longer got a senior citizen rate for my property tax. And Cicali also says that even though after legal red tape, her former daughter-in-law was taken off the deed to her home, she has been declined for a reverse mortgage, which the 94-year-old says she so badly needs to stay afloat financially. I have been in and out of the hospital. I have a number of medical conditions costing me money, Cicali noted. I applied for a reverse mortgage with several companies, but was turned down because of the business in the Wachovia, Linda, and Dominic. Reverse mortgage are government insured, and therefore they have more stringent lending standards than does the adjustable mortgage rate that Cicali currently pays, totaling over $2,000 a month in bills. With her grandson in jail and her former daughter-in-law out of her life, Cicali has had to ask her family members for supporting and paying down the debt that she said is amassed primarily through fraud. Madeline Cicali is currently engaged in litigations in Wachovia Bank. Donna Marie Gendrasta, I can't pronounce that shit, Assistant Vice President for Public Relations in Lytton, the company managing Cicali's mortgage, says the company has an identity theft and fraud unit that looks into the claims like Cicali's. I don't know that Linda was on the deed when I signed the loan for my grandson. Cicali said, if I had known that, I would have never signed it. Pretty telling article there, huh, folks? What do you think? Do you think he legitimately tried to steal his grandma's house? Do you think he wanted to put her in debt and steal over, I think it was over $200,000. And then I think there was $100,000 on top of it. It's pretty wild that you would do that to your own family. It's insane. All the facts checked, verified how bad Dominic is. He owes everybody. He's going to be paying out the ass. You know, you screwed with that dirtbag Tom Selleck. Can't even screw you with reverse mortgage. She probably can't even get a $49 My Pillow at this point. She probably lives in a cardboard box. I think she passed away, and God rest her soul. That is really despicable. You would do that to your grandma. I hold my grandma in high regard. She was always there for me every time I went to prison, every time I was faced with different circumstances in my life. My grandmother was always there. And for you to even do something like that to your grandmother, you should really be ashamed of yourself. And then you come online and act like you're this big time gangster. You're nothing but a fraudster that frauded your own grandma. That's fucking despicable. That's the type of people you're dealing with on here, folks. It's insane. But hey, Don't take my word for it. Ask him. He'll tell you the truth. There's a lot of developments lately in different stories. Gangster Granny Basher rap. If he was such a gangster, why did he need the money? She did pass away. That's terrible. God rest her soul. Horrible way for an old lady to go out. Her last experience of her family, shocking. It really is. It's disgusting. See, all these people think he'll have a response. Hey, I don't give a shit if he has a response or not. He doesn't affect me in any type of way. I think he's a total dirtbag. He can respond all he wants. He's a demon rat, 100%. I mean, look at what he said to Junior's lawyer. Let's take another listen to that one. Is it muted?
John's first trial.
We did believe Dominic Cicali.
The ultimate irony, of course, was the fact that I was representing Dominic Cicali before he flipped after John's first trial. And Dominic Cicali, I had to leave the case. Dominic Cicali couldn't pay me.
He couldn't pay you with his grandma's money? That's crazy. How can he even show his face? I know it's despicable. I miss my grandma. She too passed away. Yeah, I miss my grandma terribly. She was my world. Every time I went to prison, she would answer the phone. Every time I went to a rehab or anything like that, she was always there for me. Every time. And I couldn't imagine doing something like this. This is fucking, it's disgusting.
And ends up flipping. Not only flips against me, flips against all of his friends, flips against John, goes into the witness protection program. And years later, I'm sitting in my office, the phone rings, and my secretary says, Dominic Cicali's on the phone.
And this is Dominic Cicali.
I'm like, what? Pick up the phone, it's Dominic, he's getting ready to leave jail. You know, in a secret location he's at.
Mickey, what's
and he
up?
Says, listen, I know you represent all these rappers, which I did. The Game, Fat Joe, a few others. And I want to become a rapper when I get out of jail. I want you to represent me.
Rapper.
I'm like, are you aware that you cooperated against me and against John? And, you know, you really could have ruined my life. This is the selfishness and the stupidity of the typical government cooperator. I was like, no. Letter after letter I'd received from Dominic Cicali. I'm like, I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your lawyer.
Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. If you want to help out, you can donate through Cash App, Chatting with Staxx, $ Chatting with Staxx. Got a lot of content on the way, and every dollar helps a lot. That really is the only reason that kind of stops me from doing things that I want to do is the money. But I'm not like Dominic Cicali. I won't go taking my family's houses from them. It's insane.
Letter after letter, can you help me?
Primo, what's up? Yeah, lawyers are the ones that make all the money. It doesn't matter if they're representing criminals, whatever. They don't give a shit. They'll take all your money and leave your ass in jail. They will, they are the number one scams is the lawyers.
We did believe Dominic Cicali.
The ultimate irony, of course, was the fact that I was representing Dominic Cicali before he flipped after John's first trial. And Dominic Cicali, I had to leave the case. Dominic Cicali couldn't pay me. And ends up flipping. Not only flips against me, flips against all of his friends, flips against John.
Yankees for life. What's going on, Thomas? Boyd, what's up? Vegas Pete, what's going on, man? Salvatore, how are you? We got a lot of people in the house. We got 70 people in the house. Thank you so much for watching this show. I really appreciate you guys. Tons of content on the way. I got Mr. Robert Miano interview dropping very soon.
goes into the witness protection program, and years later, I'm sitting in my office, the phone rings, and my secretary says, Dominic Cicali's on the phone.
And this is Dominic Cicali.
I'm like, what? Pick up the phone, it's Dominic, he's getting ready to leave jail, in a secret location he's at. And he says, listen, I know you represent all these rappers, which I did, The Game, Fat Joe, a few others, and I want to become a rapper when I get out of jail. I want you to represent me. I'm like, are you aware that you cooperated against me and against John? And, you really could have ruined my life. This is the selfishness and the stupidity of the typical government cooperator. I was like, no. Letter after letter I'd received from Dominic Cicali. I'm like, I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your lawyer. Letter after letter, can you help me? Can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, you cooperated against me.
We bumpin' hard, heavy, ready, willing, and able. Mafia roundtable, all truth, not fable. Turn the table, can't beat me, 10 steps ahead. Haters wanna hate, see me dead. Jam one more time, jam one more rhyme. Putting down, throwing down that bag of lime. Taking no prisoners, lyrical, verbal assault. Flow endless, so is this vault. Left the mob world.
Flow endless, so is this vault. With my grandma's money that he stole. He don't give a fuck, he's on the road.
World knows, mobsters that are left, they a bunch of hoes.
So he's saying, right, in this little rap that he does, he says the mobsters that are left on the street are a bunch of hoes, and he's the only real one, and he cooperated. How does that work? Let's check it out.
Knocking them down one by one, using this platform, not a gun. Feel me, hear this flow, ready to go, stacking the dough. Now you know how we roll. Force, boss, stay in the course. Pushing this horse, not a horse, but the horse from the Porsche. Killing the source, ignite a passion from deep within. Inferno intensifying, words spewing. What the fuck you doing? Stuck in a state of bliss. Never seen this coming, these bullets.
You probably sit down in jail and piss. That's an argument I gotta have with you people. Well, a debate, more of a debate. So you're in prison, right? You walk in and your cellie says to you, you're gonna sit down and piss when you're in this cell. What do you do? What do you do? So JD Delay and what's his name? Johnny Mitchell. You know who they are, right? JD Delay and the TikTok guy, the big muscle guys yelling in the phone all the time. Him and the other guy, the comedian who thinks he's a drug pusher and shit, thinks he's some big time, I don't know what he thinks he is, but they both said that they sat down and pissed because their cellies told them to. Now, I want to know what's your answer. If you walk into someone's cell and they tell you, you sit down and piss in this cell, what do you do? I can tell you, I did about 5 years altogether, right? And I have never, ever had that happen. No one ever told me you're going to sit down and piss in this cell. Ever. I've heard of it happening, and I heard of people that have done it, but I've never experienced it firsthand. And when I heard them saying that they sit down and piss in prison, I'm like, they got him. Got him. I'm dead serious. Isabella, I am dead serious. I'll get the video for you guys. I'll play it. Matter of fact, I'll get it right now. I'll get it right now. You guys are going to love this. They said they sat down and pissed in the cell. And I'm going to bring it to you guys and see what you think. Him and JD Delay, they both said it. If I can find it. It's fucking funny. Hilarious. This is some funny stuff. Hopefully I could find it. Let me see. How you guys doing today? I know I'm gonna find it. You guys are gonna laugh your asses off because it's quite funny. I was dying when I seen this video. May have to get it for you guys another time. I don't want to sit here and keep you waiting. And I've asked some people about this, right? I've asked people, like, what do you think? Like, and there's a crazy debate going on online about it. Some people are like, oh, you think you're a tough guy? No, I really don't. I don't think I'm a tough guy. I don't think I'm a killer or any of that shit. But you're not going to degrade me and tell me what I'm going to do. Don't work like that. And I was in a prison with lifers. I was in Cheshire, Summers, Gardner's gang block. So I've been around some pretty dangerous places. And that has never happened to me. I mean, if you guys took the bait and you went through with it, then that's on you. That's not on me. Each man for their own, I guess, right? But I'm just telling you, I wouldn't fall for that shit. I'm not doing it. And that's it. I'm not going to sit down and piss. It's not happening. And I don't care who it is. Before they even get it out of their mouth, then we'll be fighting. And I'm not trying to come across as a tough guy or I'm a badass or none of that. It's just you talk to people a certain way and you carry yourself a certain way. And that would not happen. I'm telling you. And other people I've talked to said the same thing. They're like, oh, well, if they fell for it, then I don't know. That's right. Keep family out of it. Oh, I keep family way out of it. But when they're doing things like this and robbing his grandma, listen, this is a national story. It was all over the news, all over the newspaper. That's why I'm covering this story. I don't go out of my way to attack people's families. These people go out of their way to attack personally. That's okay because they don't have shit. Because they can't stand up like men. I'll fight Gene Barillo any day, anywhere he wants. We could set it up. We could make it happen. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of any of you. So, I mean, but you won't do it. A bunch of cowards. That's all they are. Fucking cowards. But that's them. The Bronx, how are you? Damn it, Mandy. Daniel, how are you? Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Uncle D, what's good? Little Joe, NYC, how are you, man? Damn, we got a lot of people in the house. 76 people. Pay-per-view. It would be a good one. I'd fight him 100%. I'd accept it. So let's make it happen. Roger, what's going on? Liberty, how are you? The mob didn't let him in. He's spewing a bunch of lies. That's all it is. He wasn't in the mob. He was American Indian. He was not in the mob. Humboldt County checking in. TOB, what's going on? Thanks for joining me this afternoon. I appreciate you. Come see me, bro. Spot on, Staxx. Now. I gotta see it, mate. Kev, what's going on? A man stands to piss. A woman sits to piss. Plain and simple. I agree with you, Kev. What do you guys think? I got to find that video. I'm going to find it, and we're going to do a whole show about the debate. I'm going to bring some people on, and we're going to have a conversation about it because I want to know really what you guys think. What is your opinion about the whole stand-up, sit-down to piss thing? I really want to know. Because I've heard of this happening before. Who was it in the mob? Eugene? Eugene wasn't in the mob. He was never a mobster. He was a do-boy doing shit for people, stealing ladders and shit like that. He was not in the mafia. Never. They don't want people like him. These people want to put themselves in places that they weren't. Gene never killed anyone. He's not a mafia hitman. None of that shit. Standing only, no matter what. 100% rah-rah. The Bronx. I did a bid. Never heard of pissing sitting. Me either. I really never have. Until I saw this fucking TikTok with these guys talking about it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, are they being for real? Like, let me see if I can find it. This is. Maybe it's on. Did you guys see that video of that girl working out in the gym? And she's like holding a ball and bouncing. And the guy comes up like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing here? And he goes, you know what you're doing. And he kicks her out of the gym, kicks her phone and everything. Gang wars in prison. Wait till you see this. You guys are gonna fucking die laughing. It's too funny. Like, Johnny Mitchell wants to be known as like some kingpin fucking drug dealer. He was never that. He's a fucking comedian. He's playing a role. He was never a gangster. He was never around gangsters. I think it's hilarious. These people come on the internet and they can be whatever they want, you know? It's hilarious. And they sit down when they piss. So that explains it all, doesn't it, folks? This guy went to prison and sits down when he pisses. So I'm looking. And I don't know, is it different in California prison? And I don't give a shit if it was different. I'm still not doing what they said. Not happening. I can't find the video. Maybe they removed it. Hold on. Matter of fact, here, let's play a little bit of this video and I'm going to go get it. I'm going to get the video. I know I can get it. 1 second. Check this video out again.
Leave Dominic Cicali.
The ultimate irony, of course, was the fact that I was representing Dominic Cicali before he flipped after John's first trial. And Dominic Cicali, I had to leave the case. Dominic Cicali couldn't pay me. And ends up flipping. Not only flips against me, flips against all of his friends, flips against John, goes into the witness protection program. And years later, I'm sitting in my office, the phone rings, and my secretary says, Dominic Cicali's on the phone.
And this is Dominic Cicali.
I'm like, what? Pick up the phone, it's Dominic, he's getting ready to leave jail, you know, in a secret location he's at. And he says, listen, I know you represent all these rappers, which I did, The Game, Fat Joe, a few others, and I want to become a rapper when I get out of jail. I want you to represent me. I'm like, are you aware that you cooperated against me and against John? And, you know, you really could have ruined my life. This is the selfishness and the stupidity of the typical government cooperator. I was like, no. Letter after letter I'd received from Dominic Cicali. I'm like,
Found it. You guys ready for this? All right, let's get to it. You gotta see this shit to believe it.
Angels out there. To this day, 15 years later, I still sit to pee. Way more comfortable.
If I'm home and that's what I do,
Yeah,
you know
I
what
don't
I'm
sit
saying?
to pee at like the zoo.
I'm absolutely not going to be out at the clur, you know what I'm saying? Getting my twerk on and then sitting down to pee. You know what I'm
Chicks
saying?
nailed it with that one. You get more of it out.
Yeah.
It's relaxing. You get some phone time.
100%. He's like, we have some rules in this cell. You sit down to pee. There is a piss mist radius when you stand up and you pee. I don't want to live with a bunch of other dudes piss. You'll be in and out of here. This is my forever home.
I got the same speech when I went to Two Rivers with my celly doing life, shot caller for the Hells Angels out there. To this day, 15 years later, I still sit to pee. Way more comfortable.
If I'm home and that's what I do,
Yeah,
you know
I
what
don't
I'm
sit
saying?
to pee at like the zoo.
I'm absolutely not going to be out at the clur, you know what I'm saying? Getting my twerk on and then sitting down.
What do you guys think of that? I really want to know what your opinion is. They fell for it, obviously. Their cellie said, you're going to sit down and piss in this cell. I've heard of inmates saying it to other people and making them do it, but I never experienced it firsthand. And my personal opinion is I would not cooperate. I wouldn't. And this is the bottom line. And I don't think I'm a tough guy or none of that shit. I'm just telling you what it is. Daniel says, no way, I'm not sitting down to piss in any state. I agree with you, my friend. Statute of limitations may be the only problem. Well, Dominic allegedly tried to extort the Bassiano family last summer. So I think Dominic might be going to prison soon. Statute of limitations ain't up on that. I mean, stealing the grandma's house. Yeah, she's passed away by now. The only thing is he might have to pay the money back. But I keep hearing that there's a lot of lawsuits against Dominic Cicali. But who knows? Tomorrow we're going to be doing a show about Joey Merlino. Hold on, I must have missed something. When did men start sitting down to take a piss? What the fuck is going on? I don't know. These people are crazy. I think they're fucking nuts. I really would like one of them to come on here and explain. Explain. Because I was in shock when I heard that. I'm like, what? And listen, I totally understand the piss splashing out, but usually there's a spray bottle right next to the toilet. I've been with lifers. Like, I've never had anyone tell me that I got to sit down and piss. Never. I've heard of it happening, but I've never known anybody that did it. And these guys are openly admitting that they were told, you're going to sit down here, and they did. So, I mean, it shows that they're good listeners, right? I guess. Had a lawsuit for his voice alone. 100%, David. What would have happened if he had refused? Fight? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not cooperating with no one that's telling me you're sitting down to piss. Only women do that. And it basically means you got punked. And they made you sit down to piss. And I mean, I'm going to have someone on and we're going to have a discussion about this. Someone who did a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time. Like 19, 20 years, 17 years, something like that. And we're going to have a discussion about this whole situation. And tomorrow in the morning, around 11 o'clock, I'm going to have a show about the whole Joey Merlino being on social media and the ramifications of that. Because there's a lot of people talking. Scott Bernstein just did a show saying that New York had a meeting. We'll get into it all tomorrow. But don't miss that one. Tonight, I'm going to do part 2 of Mooch, the former president of the Mongols MC. He was also in the Vagos MC. And he explains a lot of new content that isn't out there yet. So you don't want to miss it. He has some great stories. And I got Robert Mayano coming on. I'll play a clip of that right here.
Into an acting class with this great teacher, and Carl Weathers was in the class. Lois Child, Sandra Dee Wallace. I mean, there was so many. Suzanne Summers. These were my scene partners in this class. And I spent about 2.5 years, and I just kept studying and kept learning, kept growing as an actor. But I was on the set, and there I'm waiting to do my scene with Pacino and Johnny Depp, and that was exciting.
You don't want to miss that interview. That one should be dropping probably tomorrow night. I'll probably do an exclusive. And it's going to be in parts, but if you want to see the whole thing, join the membership and you'll be able to see the whole thing. I'm going to drop it over there first, and you'll see part 1, part 2, part 3 over here. So if you want to see the whole thing first, I think the membership is $1.99. It's not that much. So, but we're going to get into all of these debates, and I got to feed the cat to get the rat. But you hear the rat, justified cooperation is ludicrous. Not one of them will come on here and say they cooperated to get out of jail, to get out of prison and be out of trouble. Not one of them. They all have a fucking reason. And they're all their reasons are fucking ignorant, stupid bullshit, because they're not gangsters. They couldn't hack it being gangsters on the street. Now they want to be gangsters on YouTube. But hey, to each his own. If you guys like this content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe.
I did this to the door.
Hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this content, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. And remember, don't be a bitch.